Hey guys, if you guys probably can't tell that I have been crying today because I just looked at my phone like a few moments ago to find out what today was. And today's video is the main reason why I'm doing this and getting it over with because today marks 4 months since my dad died. And I tell you guys, this has been very hard. It has been, and I have people like my husband's friends telling me that I need to get over my dad. You can see like tears coming down my eyes about talking about it because it hurts. So yeah, some of his friends are like telling me to get over my dad's death, and I can't do that. Losing a parent is hard. It really is. I thought I would never have to experience this in my life until 4 months ago. And I actually have my husband backing me up on this because he misses my dad too, and he tells his friends to go screw off and everything. So, for this video, I am reading you guys my Aunt Dee Dee's eulogy or whatever you pronounce it as, that she wrote and read on his funeral. And in this, it explains to what happened to him, what happened to him and what he had and everything. And so yeah, I'm gonna read it, and then I got some pictures to show you guys afterwards of some things. So this video is gonna probably be a little long. If I tear up more, it's okay. I understand. You guys understand why I'm tearing up is because it's so emotional, and I am sorry if you guys are crying in there while watching this, because it's okay to cry. And I know that a lot of you guys respect this situation. So let's go ahead and read my Aunt Dee Dee's little eulogy, whatever you want to pronounce it as. So I'm going to read it to you guys and explain to you guys what happened towards the end of the whole entire thing. So starting from the very beginning. I was 6 years old when Mom had Alan, which is my dad's real name. I don't really remember him as a baby. My first real memory of him was when he and Mike, my Uncle Mike, were playing in a giant mud puddle in their matching blue underwear, and they both were covered in mud. I am guessing they were around 4 and 2 at the time. Linda Obrecht was over, and she and Mom had them stripped down and used a garden hose to spray them off. Somewhere there is a picture of 2 naked little boys getting hosed down. My brother Mike mentioned on our family text feed while Alan was in the hospital that it wasn't Alan in the hospital. It was half of Mike and Alan. Indeed, that is so true. Because when I think of my younger brother, Alan, as a kid, all my memories include Mike as well. It was always Mike and Alan this, Mike and Alan that. While growing up, Wayne and I thought Mom had Mike and Alan for our torturing pleasure. They would both get so aggravated with us, taking their toys and beating them up. Screaming for Mom, who then would show up with the spatula, which is their mom is my Grandma Val, who has passed away 19 years ago. So I have like this video of my Aunt Dee Dee and her talking and getting situated and ready for her birthday. I think it was like, you'll see pictures of it on here in this red book and stuff. But yeah, I think Dan participated as both. He was tortured until he hit a certain age to when it was harder to beat up all 3 younger siblings. And so Wayne and I then nailed him on our side. You stop! Sorry guys, she's a little cranky. I'm trying to get her to go down for a nap. Gabriel, please watch her. As a family, we went on summer vacation. Oh, sorry. I missed. Yeah, I missed one. No, I didn't. As a family, we went on summer vacations pretty much every year, but nothing sticks out as a personal memory with Alan during those trips with the exception of our 3-week excursion to Alaska. when all of us kids rode in a cigarette-smoke-filled van across the Yukon Highway and coming back. Mike and Alan sang a made-up song that drove the rest of us, but mostly our parents, absolutely nuts. This was back in 72. It went like this. Water, 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 water is coming to town, and it's free. This was sung as a duet by Mike and Alan over and over and over again all the way home. Between our age and gender difference and me leaving home at 18, I never had a close relationship with Alan, nor had those younger stories. It was only later in life when my mom told me Alan had an umbilical cord, the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck when he was born, that I really started to understand why Alan stood out for my brothers. He had an innocent about him. He was happy-go-lucky. He was satisfied with simple things in life, and he had Mom's kind and tender heart. Alan was married in the 90s and had 2 kids. Amber, who is now 29, and Alan Jr., known as Buddy, who is 26. Although Alan and his wife parted, they remained friends. Those kids were Alan's life, and he loved them fiercely. He doted on them as much as he could. Once the kids were old enough to ride roller coasters, vacations were planned around them theme parks. He would buy a road atlas and would plan their trips. In the early 2000s, Alan totaled his car and ended up losing his job because he had no way to get to work. You were supposed to be keeping an eye on her. She keeps crawling over here and I can't have her do that. He was having a difficult time getting another job, so Wayne went behind his wife's back and had Mom ask Karen to hire him at their cleaning company. That is when the family found out that Alan was a diligent worker who was dependable and never came in with a hangover. He worked in the cooler freezer department and was there until Aldi's canceled KO cleaning's contract. He eventually ended up at Walmart as an overnight stalker, and he remained there until his passing. Next page. And this is the one where it's getting close to the point where you guys find out what actually really happened. Before my mom passed, which was 19 years ago, she sharped her concern about who would be there for Alan. Because of his demeanor, he was easily manipulated or taken advantage of, and she worried about him. So when she left this world, I tried to do my best to watch out for him in her place. Alan being on Facebook and with his personality and a variety of friends. About 10 or 12 years ago, he shared with me he had found a girlfriend online. I asked him to send me a picture of her and well, after seeing the picture, I knew that it probably was some guy from India. Alan didn't want to believe me about his sweetheart's true identity. After all, it is in every man's dream to have a hot girlfriend. Shortly, though, the scam unfolded. She told Alan that she wanted to get a laptop for her cousin and that for picking it up at Best Buy and mailing it for her. She would buy Alan a laptop too. So my brother directly went down to Best Buy and signed for 2 new laptops to take home. Thankfully, I found this out before the boxes were even open. I quickly called Best Buy and got the name of the credit card holder, who lived in St. Louis, and then explained to Alan that he had a really good chance of getting arrested for fraud. The police were called, and I explained how my brother was scammed, then had me have Alan return the computers back to Best Buy, and they then went to Alan's apartment to file a police report. I told Gabriel, grab her! Stop. Sorry, guys. I told Alan to look for girls in the produce section of the grocery store going forward, not online. Around 2017 and 18, Alan brought the kids to Colorado as well as his girlfriend, Rochelle, who he eventually didn't meet online, given she was a real girl. He met her at Walmart. They were to go to Six Flags, but instead, Alan ended up in the hospital with a blood pressure that was like 240 over 130 or some similar stroke high level. I figured after that my brother would go back to riding roller coasters in an amusement park in every state by Colorado. When I would ask him if he was following up on his health, he would get aggravated with me. I need something to blow my nose. Not long after, Amber married and Alan became a grandfather, a role he took on with joy like all grandparents do. Watching the kids when he could and dotting on Gabe and then Autumn, who came last year.
You're not Ben?
Time for the hardest part ever. When I got the call about Alan being in the hospital for a heart attack, given that 3 of my other brothers already have stents and Alan's dislike of doctors, it didn't surprise me. It only saddened me because he was only 56 years old. At the ER, Alan had a seizure and coded 4 times over an hour period, and this was after he had a widowmaker heart attack a day or 2 prior to going to the ER. His LAD was 100% blocked, and he had blood pooled all around his heart. The doctors were all amazed that he lived through it, but it was that hour of requisition that brought all of us siblings to be there together to rally around him once he landed at Missouri Baptist. But it came with a price. Being the medical POC for Alan, I was shocked when they asked me about the stent that was in an artery in Alan's head. I had no clue, neither did any of my brothers. Our parents, who couldn't hide Christmas presents very well, were great at keeping secrets. At every passing, we seemed to find out another secret. Although I hope the next secret is that I have a sister instead of just all these dang brothers. It was only with the help of some family members. Get out of the way! Sorry. With help. Gabriel! Hold on, guys. Okay. It was only with the help of some family members was the mystery of the secret stent was solved. Alan had a stent put in as a baby, and our grandparents nurtured him back to health as my mom watched over an 8-year-old, 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old down the road. At the hospital, we cheered Alan on for a recovery that we didn't know was not going to be possible. They took Alan off the vent, but his breathing was continuously fast and heavy as if he had just ran a marathon. He would wear himself out just by breathing. Mike flew in to spend a night in the hospital with Alan. Alan could understand what he said, but the strokes affected his full right side, his speech, short-term memory, his breathing, and his swallowing. Although he passed his swallow tests, they found that eating pure foods were still causing him to aspirate. He would not be able to eat again. The doctors came in and explained at a family meeting the extreme permanent damage and that Alan would end up in a nursing home with tubes and such to help his breathing and eating. Something none of us would want for a loved one nor ourselves. Alan understood the situation and chose to go to be with Mom in heaven over a lousy nursing home. He was ready to go to his real home. I am proud of Alan's son Buddy and his daughter Amber for how they comforted their dad and encouraged him that they did not want him to suffer. That night, Buddy and I stayed the night in the hospital. Alan passed peacefully in the early hours of the morning. I'm glad we were there for him. I wish I would have known my brother a little better, but I will get that chance when I get to see him again in heaven. Tell all our family up there for me, Alan. I love you, little brother. So, you guys heard everything, what he had. He had a mild heart, he had a heart attack. And then he had a widowmaker heart attack 2 days prior to he went to the hospital. And that was at home. And of course his LAD was 100% blocked by blood. And it was just really tough for us to go through all that with him. And apparently it wasn't good enough. The doctors couldn't do anything. It was hard. And it's to this day. And I don't know what to do. So, moving on. Just some pictures. Gabriel, go down there and get me my one of my shirts on the floor so I can blow my nose. I need to blow my nose, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna pause this so you guys don't see this. So now I have some pictures that I had some people give me. Get over there and watch her. I'm sorry, guys, that you had to see that. It's like, he's got to understand. It's like, she can fall off this bed. She's already fallen off once off of this bed because my husband wasn't paying attention. And we need to keep her away from all my stuff until I'm done with this video. So now we just got some pictures I'm going to show you. This is at my mom and my dad's wedding. You can see that my mom was a very, very pretty person. Pretty woman during her wedding day with my dad. They're right there. Also, we got another picture here of my side of the family. My grandpa, who also passed away. At least my dad's with my grandpa. Some of those people in this one I don't really know. Except for certain other people, but I'm not really worried about it. Here's another picture of their wedding day with my mom and my dad, my grandma, and my grandpa. This one is when my dad was a baby with my grandma Val. I ended up getting that picture from my Aunt Dee Dee. She let me have it along with this one. Now, my other grandpa, who is right here, I never knew him. He passed away, I guess, before I was born, or maybe like when I was born. But I never knew him really, because I don't really know much about him. So I'm not really worried about explaining everything about him to you guys. There's another picture of my grandma Val with, I guess, Aunt Dee Dee and my dad and somebody else. On a me and a little baby over there. Here's one that was at, I guess, a wedding. Where you see my grandma, my other grandpa.
No, Mommy, that looks like you.
Gabriel, she's over. You have to watch your sister. Stop worrying about what's over here. Autumn. Here is one during my wedding day. With my dad. That was really cool. And I'm going to turn that off. Here's one during my brother's graduation of us three. There was Rochelle there, but we had to cut her off because she's no longer part of us. And she will never know about this because I don't talk to her. And I don't think she has the right to know because she was the one that was mainly causing him to stress out so much because of it, along with my aunt. There's my dad and my brother on his graduation. And then us three out in Colorado. So, yeah, those came from the Walmart pictures that I had that I actually keep really safe in this little Walmart package here. And then now we're on to the red book, which has more pictures in it. So I am actually going to go ahead and grab my phone, and I am going to go ahead and switch you guys this way instead. Well, maybe keep you this way because apparently it's going to be weird. But I'm going to flip, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. So this is Christmas 2004 in Florida. This is us at the beach in Florida. You can see me right here. My brother, my dad sitting right here, along with my aunt and my other cousin that who is also named as Josh. And then we have another picture down here of Buddy in Florida with our cousin Josh right here. Our dad who's right here. We also got me and my brother who is right here. I think we were at SeaWorld with this. Yeah, we were at SeaWorld because here is one of the whales here. I think this is Shamu. I'm not sure. But I think that's when Shammy was here. And here is another one of us at SeaWorld. That's me, my brother, our cousin Josh. And then we have us right here by this killer whale statue with my grandma's new friend that she was seeing when like years ago before who died. My grandpa died. And then we got my mom, me, my brother, my Uncle Dan, my Uncle Mike with his kid and his wife went at the time when they were married. And then, of course, my dad. And then we move on to Christmas 2005 in O'Fallon. This is when we were in Missouri. There's my dad and Buddy. And then there's me with my Uncle Mike. There's me as a little girl. My brother. And then there's my brother and our cousin Josh. And we got Christmas 2016 in Florida, O'Fallon. She's tired. I'm sorry if you guys hear her crying. She's tired. She needs to take a nap. We got my dad, my brother. I'm trying to end this real quick. My dad, me, my brother, my Uncle Mike. Autumn, where's your Spassy? There you go. There we go. And then we got Christmas 2007 in O'Fallon. You got my dad, Buddy, our cousin Josh. So there's me, my brother. And then we come here to Council Bluff and Elephant Rocks. This is when we were swimming in, I guess, a lake or something there. But there's me with I missed the swimming suit. This was my Pocahontas swimming suit. And then my little mermaid, like, little goggles, flippers, and hand things. That was, like, I miss those. I still wish I had these for autumn, but apparently I don't know if my grandma still has those. I think my grandma still has my mermaid stuff. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to ask her. My grandma, my mama. And then we got park thing right here of us kids here playing in the park. And then there's me with really, really, really short hair. I look like a boy. And then there's Buddy and my Aunt Dee Dee. And then there's me again with my boy haircut. And then you got me and my brother. Again, there's my boy haircut. And then this is my Uncle Scooter, but his name is Wayne. We just call him Uncle Scooter because he's, cool looking like that. And then we go ahead and we have Buddy's birthday. This is when he was, they didn't put a date on here, so I don't know exactly how old he was. So yeah. So you can see he was right here, and he was younger than that. Then we have my Grandma Val, who was the sweetest woman on this planet. She was really sweet. My Uncle Mike with no shirt on. Get a shirt on, Uncle Mike. And then you got Buddy. And it looked like we had an Incredible Hulk birthday. As you can actually see with the hats and cups and all that. Then there's another picture with everything on there. Then you got me. Yep, it's an Incredible Hulk birthday because there's my hat. And then he got an Incredible Hulk toy for his birthday. And then there's my dad. There's my dad again with Buddy and my grandma. Then we got O'Fallon and my Uncle Wang, who's right here. There's my dad. And then we got the whole family right here. This is the whole kids. She's got Uncle Mike. This is my Uncle Mike, Uncle Dan, Uncle Wang, my dad. This is my Uncle Bob and my Aunt Dee Dee. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She had 5 brothers, and she's the only little girl there. Then again, we have us playing out there. There's here with, I think that's my Uncle Wayne cooking. He had a green shirt on. I think that's him cooking, or that's either my Uncle Wayne or my Uncle Dan. And then we have us feeding goats here, as you can see. And this is Johnny's wedding. I don't remember who Johnny is. It's been a long time. So here's me sticking my tongue out. And here's us all at the wedding doing the electric slide. Here's this again right here, all of us. And then this is my grandma's 90th birthday. This is when I think she turned 90. So, of course, this was a very long time ago. She was still alive. She was so sweet. And then here we have me giving a kiss to the best grandma that there ever was in this world that I ever had. And there she is with Buddy. And this is the end of the book. So anyway, guys, I'm sorry again if you guys are crying during this when you're watching it. I do apologize for Autumn's little fussiness. She needs to go down for a nap. So hopefully we can get her down for a nap soonish. I might actually finish this video that we have on the TV and then put on her show because it might help her go to sleep. And so yeah, I do apologize at the beginning that you guys saw me tear up. I didn't mean to do that. I knew this video was going to hurt me a lot because it's 4 months since I lost my dad, and it's gonna be a tough road. I've now realized it, and I think I'm just gonna be very emotional for the rest of the day. So I'm getting ready to cry again because talking about it's just so hard, and to think that he's gone just breaks my heart because you don't realize anything of how much it's going to hurt you when you realize that somebody's gone that you really care about and love dearly in your heart. And my dad was my best friend. He was always there for all of us. He was there for me. He was there for his grandkids. He cared about everybody. He loved everybody. And everybody loved him. And just to think that he's gone, it hurts. Every time I go to my brother's house, I just can't walk down the stairs anymore because it just brings out memories and those times when we had to go clean down there to get all of his stuff taken. I couldn't bear being around there. It hurt, and my husband didn't want me to go there because he knew how bad it was going to hurt, and it did. It hurt a lot trying to bring his stuff somewhere and selling it and bringing it here to have I never felt this much pain in my entire life. I have before, like 8-9 years ago, I believe. I can't remember, but I haven't felt this, and I can't really tell which one hurt the most, and I actually can tell what hurt the most. 9 years ago, I lost my cat. She was the beautifulest cat in the world. She was sweet. She was lovable. She would always follow you to the bathroom, disturb your peace and everything. She would always cheer you up if you were hurting, and I could use her right now because if she was still alive, I could use her. I could use her right now because I have never felt so much pain, and it hurt with her, but my dad hurt me the most. My dad's death hurt the most because it was so hard to go through everything that we had to do. Set up funeral date, get everything ready for it. And we did all of it with my Aunt Dee Dee, which was even worse about the situation because I can't stand her half of the time. I love her. I do love her very, very much, but there's times I just can't stand it. She was the main reason why my dad was in the hospital because he was perfectly fine. When we went down to Colorado, when he went to the hospital down in Colorado, he was perfectly fine until she checked his blood pressure, and he was high at risk at blood pressure for a heart attack, I guess, and she put him in the hospital when we were on vacation. And I told her, I was like, we're on vacation and you're doing this to us? I have to go back to work. So I had to call my work and tell them that I was going to be late coming home from Colorado. Or I told them that I'm stuck in Colorado for an extra few more days. And they were like, what's going on? And I'm like, my dad's in the hospital with blood pressure issues because my aunt had to put him in the hospital. And they were really not too happy about the situation, but they weren't happy. They weren't mad at me. They understood my situation, but they were mad at my aunt. And then I was with Josh still when this happened, and I called Josh, and I told him the situation that I was going to be down here for an extra few more days because of my dad being in the hospital, and he was pissed. He was angry. He was mad. He couldn't believe it. But
something on her neck.
Don't touch her anywhere. Not her neck, anywhere. She's tired. Leave her alone. So, I don't know. It's just 4 months ago. It's been hard. It was hard then, and it's still hard. And I don't think I'm ever going to get over my dad. I don't think I ever will. It'll hurt forever and ever and ever. And at least I have my husband for support, because he has told many of his friends to not talk bad about my dad like that, and tell me not to get over my dad, because he tells them it's like it hurts her. It really does. She's heartbroken to the bone, like to pieces. My heart's in tiny, tiny little pieces. Like if I say tiny, 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 tiny pieces, it's like that tiny. Barely could see it, but that's tiny. That's how tiny they are, and they're slowly developing every single day. But when I see and hear and think about my dad, it just goes back to breaking into tiny pieces, and just probably will never ever develop back to the way it was. But anyway, I'm gonna get off the phone and take care of her and make sure she tries to get a nap in. I hope you guys kind of maybe should enjoy this video, and let me know down in the comments what you guys think about what my aunt said and all that. But anyway, I'll catch you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's okay if you guys cried. I'm sorry that I made you guys cry, but let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about this video. I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.